What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. We got a utility roadmap from Brad Garlinghouse letting you know what the XRP ledger is going to do, the use cases we're going after. To pair with that, we have RippleX, their strategic priorities. What are the priorities of this network? Let me tell you this, it's gonna be big. We'll break it down. Ripple securing a big licensure for global payments. We'll talk about it. We got updates from the CFTC, from Circle, from Strategy Inc. with a big buy, a lot of stuff to go over. Now, before we get into this, I got a favor to ask of you, and I don't do this much. Leave me a comment if you can. Text this video to someone if you have hypes, whatever that is, if you could give me that. I talked about a story about Bitcoin, and we're not going to say his name here, but a nefarious individual, very serious within the crypto space. My channel was taken from about 15,000 views a video to only about, it's rough to get 5 right now. I'm in purgatory. I'm about to bust my way out of here by not talking about some of that stuff unless we have to. I will if I have to do so again. But if we get some interaction going on here, it's going to help a lot. And I'll stay away from those topics unless we have to revisit them. If we have to, I will get into it. I don't care. But, we got to try to dig out of this hole because it's been rough. YouTube is coming after me from talking about that person we shouldn't mention. So I'll try not to do it again. Unless we have to, we'll do what we need to do. Let's take a look at this. This is the daily briefing here, the night edition, talking about all the subjects you see in front of us here. Let's take a look at this. Let's start with this, what Brad Garlinghouse had to say. Understand this. We talk about RWAs, tokenized assets, stablecoins, all sorts of stuff. But make no mistake, that original vision for the XRP ledger, it is massive. 156 trillion is the cross-border payment market. We're looking to dominate that. It is that plus all this other stuff. That has not gone away here. When we look at this blockchain and investors in this blockchain, we've seen a 15% increase in long-term, what we would call diamond-handed investors here. This is sticky institutional investment. They have a 5-year horizon, so not some Johnny-come-latelys. These are people that are making an investment in this blockchain over the long term. We see from this list here, pre-funding problem. Again, that is the original problem people were trying to solve with the XRP ledger. It's 156 trillion. Brad Garlinghouse letting you know we're going after that here. Regulatory moat. We would like to see crypto regs, right? It'd be great, but we have an advantage over everyone else. The fact that a judge looked at this asset and said that is not a security. No one else has that clarity that we do. We hope for the whole industry because we're going to see a lot of onboarding if that happens, that we get regulatory clarity, but we don't need it. As an individual asset, XRP has already been cleared by the legal system in this country, and it was not challenged by the SEC. Multipolar strategy, major operations thriving in Dubai, Singapore, London. Now the U.S. is catching fire with a friendly regulatory regime. It is truly a global hub for trade, for payments, you name it. Smart money again, telling you. You have the sticky investment that's coming in. We've seen a huge increase, 15%. In wallets that are holding a year plus, and that's going to continue to build, especially as those ETFs tick up here. That investment dollar is here for the long term, and that is important. Now, RippleX here, there's really 3 priorities as we go forward. Number 1, institutional DeFi. That's going to be so big. And what I like about this, and I didn't at first, but it's a different approach. Again, they're going to do traditional underwriting. They're going to bring this stuff onto the blockchain for efficiency gains. It's something that no one else is doing. You can try to be like Ethereum, but they already have a big lead, right? This is different. This is for institutional DeFi. It has a different, different requirement here with the lending protocols, atomic swaps. This is big in real-world assets. That is what everyone wants. They want to get in here. They want to tokenize stocks, bonds, real estate, you name it. And the XRP ledger is the original RWA chain. So important. Ecosystem resilience and developer growth. We need to onboard third parties, not Ripple, not the big players here, but just people trying to solve real-world problems with this blockchain that has to do with the XRPL Commons, the onboarding entity, the education entity, and also the DAO, right? That's the point of this. You can participate in the future of this blockchain. We decide really what it looks like. We participate in this. That's what's important. So it's the whole thing. Ripple, XRPL Labs, XRPL Commons, and then XRP the Zhao DAO. That's how we participate. So this is important. We need building of all sizes, whether it's a big problem, a small problem. We want the XRP ledger being used in full stack financial integration. And this is really what separates us here, XRPL, as a unified infrastructure layer, issue, exchange, and settle, all on a singular rail. We don't need different types of systems. It can all happen right here. ETFs is a bridge for institutional capital. And this is what's interesting. Look at these inflows. Look at these inflows year to date. 123 million, XRP leading the way. Bitcoin still has inflows. They're big, 117 million. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum has 340 million in outflows. Now, I'm telling you this. Ethereum's going to flip, and you're going to see a lot of money come rushing in. It's going to dominate. It's going to be really, I think, bullish. But right now, XRP, again, leading the way. Get used to it. This is going to continue to happen. XRPL has the most inflows year to date, and that should be really bullish to you as an investor out there. No joke. Ripple secures Australian licensure here. Again, they are changing the requirements there. You have to have this if you're going to operate in their country. We see the total landscape here. The U.S., of course, with national trust, bank charters, onboarding Kraken. Soon Ripple, Circle, a lot of these players. Singapore, UAE, United Kingdom, and Australia here. This is a big deal. They were able to make an acquisition, get this licensure, and Australia is an important hub. They do a lot of cross-border payments, both with expats and businesses. That's an important corridor. Ripple made sure they went out and secured that, hub to see a lot of cross-border payments. Make no mistake, we're going to talk about a lot of different utility with XRP ledgers as we go forward. But, for the here and now, cross-border payments are still going to be a big driver. We see Circle, stablecoin dominance here. Stock price looking good, $118 per share, year-to-date performance, 49%. That's awesome here. Bernstein, their price target for Circle stock, $190 a share. Massive here, 78 billion USDC in circulation. Again, this is the big one out there, but it tells you, again, how big a deal stablecoins truly are, what appetite is out there for this. The Genius Act, of course, laying the foundation here, making stablecoins legal, regulated. That's a big deal here. BlackRock manages Circle's reserves. BNY Mellon is a primary custodian for those reserves. Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, major investors in this enterprise. And USDCX, this privacy-enhanced stablecoin for enterprise use. You have to have privacy, not secrecy, but privacy. And it just shows you, again, Ripple can compete in this arena as well. And it's a big deal here. Leveraging the XRP ledger doesn't get any bigger than this. You're going to see a lot of traditional finance flowing into both crypto itself, so ETFs, but also companies, exciting companies like Circle. Ripple is a private company now, but once they do go public, you're going to see that. You haven't seen anything yet. This is just starting, and it's going to be so big here. CFTC Chair, prediction markets are truth machines, and really, when participants back their views with capital, it creates a level of accountability and transparency that opinion polls simply lack. So it's easy to say, I think this president candidate's going to win, or I think this is going to happen. Put your money up then, right? You get a truer sense of what's really going on out there. And so I can't wait for this to come to the blockchain. When you pair this with decentralization, we're really going to get a useful tool here as we go forward for predicting the future. The value of the mines in aggregate globally, when they put their money up, that is a useful tool. And we're going to see some of this come to the XRP ledger as well. It's going to be big. Bitcoin rebounds above 71,000 with all this geopolitical issues going on here. The driver, President Trump, has signaled an end to the Iran conflict. Now, remember this, not just up to the United States. You got a lot of participants, right? You have to get Iran to agree to stop, and also Israel, of course. So, not so easy, but we'll see how that plays out. Spot ETF inflows, 170 million net inflows Monday, reversing prior week outflows. A big trend has now reversed. And what's interesting, I put up a video today on X, and the individual was saying that, you could smooth out the performance of your portfolio by incorporating digital assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, exactly what he said, those three assets. And someone said, that's not possible because crypto is volatile. Well, it's because these are diversified investments from stocks, from precious metals. We've seen the war broke out. You saw tech stocks come down. You saw precious metals come down, but you saw Bitcoin start to recover. This is important. We've seen a lot of reports about this, and this is why a lot of institutions are going to put 1 to 5% of their money in crypto, because it's a diversified investment to smooth out returns over time and actually reduce risk and give you more returns over the long haul. This is going to be a really, really exciting way for your big players to participate here, no doubt here. Lastly, Strategy Inc., 17,994 Bitcoin purchased. Average buy price now 76,000. Their actual overall portfolio average cost 71. Man, that's rough. They keep buying it up and up and up. Again, I love MicroStrategy, what he's doing, or Michael Selig, what he's doing here. I think using crypto as a reserve asset's fine, at least for some of your reserves. I just don't like all the debt he's using. And the fact that they don't have cash flows to manage that debt, to service that debt. To me, that's the issue. Not the fact that they're holding Bitcoin. That's bullish. Holding crypto, these really global currencies that aren't related to one singular market, I think is going to be the future. But the fact that he's doing so in a gambling fashion, that's my issue with this. Let's hope, though, we come bouncing out of here. He'll do great, make lots of profits for now. But I still say the day will come. If not now, someday when he's going to run into a buzzsaw and he's just not going to be able to keep this thing going because he's got to pay those dividends. He has to manage that debt, and he just does not have the business backing to go ahead and do that. In my opinion, we'll see it play out. But again, he's running in here, making a buy. A lot of times he sets the top because he's the biggest buyer out there right now, at least. That's a little bit concerning as well. Let me know what you think down below, though. And make sure, again, comment number one preferable. Share through texting to someone if they like XRP, if they like crypto, or if they hate XRP, really send them my video. I'd like to talk to them. And then hypes, whatever that is, they're telling me hypes are good, but we got to get me off the ban list. I appreciate all your support over the years. But again, number one, most important thing, I would just love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.